everybody, it's me, Kai Man. I am going to talk to you guys today about the signs, the houses, and the planets. I know that my hair probably needs a little haircut, but if you guys could just bear with me, it's going to happen soon. Trying to figure out and decide what I'm going to do with it. But at any rate, I'm going to give you guys an overview of each one of the signs, each one of the houses, and each one of the planets. That way you guys can have a general idea of each one. And then each week we will go over one sign, one house, and one planet, and how they kind of correlate, what it is that they do, and how they do it. Okay? Cool. So the first, many people think that with the year starting off at January, usually those are Aquarius, you think that that's the first sign. It's not. It's the 11th sign. The signs actually go Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and then Pisces. Pisces being the last sign. But anyway, so let's talk about Aries. Aries is, the symbol of the Aries is the ram. It's the first sign of the zodiac, the sign that symbolizes new beginnings. They are activists and they are doers. They're assertive, independent. They're courageous and adventurous. These are the freedom-loving natural leaders, and they're always caught up in new experiences. They enjoy initiating enterprises and rising to challenges, and will face any obstacle head on. And that's because they are the starters of the bunch. They are the beginners. They are the beginning or the first sign. So that's why they are the beginners, the activators, the doers, and they're ruled by Mars. Okay, so the next sign is Taurus. Taurus the bull. The sign of Taurus is the sign of property and money. They know the value of resources and won't spend its own resources unnecessarily. Taurus rules the consumption as well as the creation of food. It enjoys not only the rich taste and aromas. At best, Taurian's solidity is a fount of goodness. They're receiving, observing into itself and transforming, and then giving back nourishment for the benefit of all. They are ruled by Venus. The third sign is Gemini, and Gemini is known as the twins. The sign of thought and communication on a personal level. They strive for self-expression, intensely curious. Geminis read avidly. They exchange information and engage in conversation to explore and play with ideas. This sign asks questions. They fit together the answers and communicate with as many people as possible. They're eager for social interactions. Geminis connect with everyone as with a brother or sister. So everybody's like their brother or sister. And Geminis are ruled by the planet Mercury. Now, I am going, when I'm doing this, I'm giving you guys an overview based upon how I learned it. And I'm not, most times that when you're going through the signs, the sun signs, many websites, many information, it gives you the what they consider the positives and the negatives, or the strengths and the weaknesses. I don't believe in that. I believe that everything that is you is a gift for you. You just don't know how to use it. So let's when some signs, when they talk about that sign is argumentative, well, again, of course, it's about where they're being argumentative. If that person is argumentative, you don't want them in the business of being with customer service, because the customer is always right. So you don't want them standing at a, standing at a counter at McDonald's. You don't want them, being on the phone. You want them in a courtroom. You want them to be their debaters, things of that nature. Anything dealing with that type of thing, that's where you want them to be. And so when we begin to understand who people are, even the children that we're raising, when we understand what their sign is, the day that they're born, and we begin to look at their natal chart, we can help them in the direction of what they were purposed to be and purposed to go. So this is why I'm really doing this. So going back to Gemini, of course, they are ruled by Mercury. Cancer is the sign of the crab. They are the sign of home and family life. They bring a reflective depth that makes them particular, empathetic, understanding with a profound concern that seems to make growth not only possible but inevitable. They mirror the concerns and emotions of others. This sign also represents broader aspects of maternal care. They are ruled by the moon. Leo, the lion, the sign that governs pleasure and creativity. They love to have fun and have a childlike enthusiasm for games, playtime, and any creative, entertaining enterprise. They are confident, they are radiant, and they are generous. Their courage and enthusiasm lights up the lives of everyone that's around them. I want you guys to see the congruency or the consistency within each one of the signs, how they help other people. This is why we need each one of these signs. So at the end, you see kind of how they benefit, everyone. So again, Leo, their courage and enthusiasm lights up the lives of those around them. And guess what? They are ruled by the sun. So Virgo, the virgin, the sign of work and self-improvement. They are the perfectionists of the bunch. They dissect facts in order to find the truth and to obtain all information available. They represent pure motives. That's why the virgin, the Virgo, the virgin, pure motive, modesty, industriousness, and service of oneself and one's talents toward helping others. Now, the Virgo, the virgin, they are ruled by Mercury. And so Libra, the scales, Libra is the sign of partnership and marriage. Libra is the ultimate peacemaker. Libra provides both security and harmony. Libra scale symbolizes a balance of understanding that puts all things into perspective. It needs to understand every person in every situation properly so that they may not so much as judge it, but be fair. They strive on pleasantness and desire beautiful and comfortable surroundings. And guess what? They are ruled by the planet Venus. Okay, so Scorpio, my sign. Anyway, Scorpio is, if you notice, everybody else had one thing that they are kind of known for or that symbolizes them. The sign of Scorpio has 4 things. The sign of Scorpio is symbolized by the scorpion, the eagle, the phoenix, and the snake. Now, if you know, not only snakes are just cunning, but they're also wise, and they have a particular wisdom. That wisdom, we'll talk about that later when we get into the Scorpio, which will probably be somewhere around the 8th week. But anyway, the sign, Scorpio is the sign of inheritance and legacies. Given a sense of purpose and destiny, and they find their truest happiness in dispensing their life force to others. The most powerful sign of the zodiac, Scorpio, is the ultimate truth machine. They're able to dig deep and psychically probe beneath surfaces to penetrate the mysteries of life, and they share that information with others, just so you know. And they are ruled by 2 planets. They are ruled by Pluto, and their ancient ruling planet was Mars. So they're still kind of ruled by 2 planets, which are Mars and Pluto. Then we have Sagittarius, the archer. They are the sign of truth and knowledge. They explore philosophies, societal laws, foreign lands, and their cultures. They are very spontaneous, adventurous people. If you know a Sagittarius, you know they love to travel. Anyway, back to that. They are spontaneous. They they achieve their goals through the power of positive thinking. They love to get moving. They revel in sheer joy of emotion, physical and metaphorical. Their attitude gives hope to others. Now the Capricorn, back to the Sagittarius. They are ruled by the planet Jupiter. Okay, Capricorn is considered the goat. I don't like to just say I'm the goat. They are the mountain goat. And if you know anything about mountain goats and how they get on those little things and they just stay, like they are sturdy, right? You know, they are just planet. Capricorns, they act like a chief executive. They take life and responsibility seriously. Like they really do. I have a son that's a Scorpio, and he is the best father ever. Like seriously, that dude can give father classes. Anyway, they take life and responsibility seriously. They are structure. Structure is essential to these people. They're methodical and they are great leaders. They have a quest for intellectual and spiritual heights. The mountain goat on the mountain heights. And then they're practical and they're loyal. These are the people that help us give structure. They give structure to our lives. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. The next sign is Aquarius. And of course, Aquariuses, they are the water bearers. They are the sign of hopes and dreams, friends and wishes. The Aquarian role is to know the big picture. They feel a strong urge to be friends with everyone and are open to a wide range of experiences. They see through propaganda and manipulation and seek to expose it. Natural revolutionaries, and they care about others in a detached manner. But these again are the humanitarians. You hear me talk about Aquarius a lot because they are the humanitarians. They are ruled by Saturn and Uranus. The last of the Mohicans, the last of the signs is Pisces, the fish, the feelers, the empaths. Not only are they the last of the zodiac sign, the last of the signs is the most mature and compassionate sign. They are the sign of dreams and mysticism. They are receptive, intuitive, and emotional, imaginative, and they contain the wisdom of the ages. And the reason why they contain the wisdom of the ages is because if you notice with each sign, they carry the sign before. So if you're the last sign, that means that you have everything from all the other 11 signs within you as well. So like let's say me, I'm a Scorpio. I have Libra, Virgo, Leo, Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, and Aries all within me. Anyway, so they contain the wisdom of ages and they live in both the material and the spiritual world. They help us with that whole spiritual aspect of life. They are what you will call the fishers of men. To me, Pisces are the sacred sign. And when those people are actually walking in who they truly are, these are some amazing, magnificent people. And we'll get to really talk about Pisces probably in like the 12th week. But anyway, they are ruled by both Jupiter and Neptune. So their ancient ruler is Jupiter, and once the planet of Neptune was found, Neptune is actually their traditional ruler. Okay, so let's talk about the houses. The first house is the house of self. First, let me just say this. There are 12 houses. There are 12 signs. And these houses correlate to these signs. And as I'm talking about them, I will also tell you which house correlates with which sign. But we will delve into that deeper next week when we start, each sign, each house. So the first house is the house of self, physical body, one's window on the world, personal outlook on life, health, mannerisms, personalities, and new beginnings. So if it's new beginnings, it's the first house. Of course, it's related to Aries. The second house is personal income and security, earnings, capacity, your personal movable possessions, self-worth, and your values. And of course, we know about self-worth, then values goes along with Taurus. The third house is the house of communication, how you think, early education, local travel, your vehicle, siblings, neighbors, local newspapers, and libraries. And of course, this goes with Gemini. The fourth house is the house of home and family. It's heritage, nurturing parent, unmovable possessions, land, and domestic life. And this goes along with the Cancer. The fifth house is the house of love, creativity, children, fun, games, gambling, entertainment, vacations, sensual enjoyments, and it goes along with the fifth sign, which is Leo. The sixth house is the house of work, employees, health and healers, hygiene, medical professions, police, military, service industry, small pets. And this is again the sixth house, and it relates to Virgo. The seventh house is the house of relationships, one-on-one relationships, your public life and social interactions, marriage, common law unions, partnerships, and contracts. It's correlated to the sign of Libra. The next one is the eighth house, and the eighth house is the house of power, sex, money, major transformations, birth, death, inheritance, joint possessions and monies, partners' monies, banks, lotteries, insurance, and of course that goes with the sign of Scorpio. The next house is the ninth house, and the ninth house represents philosophy, religion, metaphysics, higher education, knowledge, publishing, foreign countries, long journeys, the law, and the courts, and that is your Sagittarius. The 10th house. The 10th house is the house of career, public reputation, notoriety or fame, authority figures, employer matters, and matters like outside of the home. And this goes along with Capricorn. Now, the 11th house is the house of universal love. Oh, we just love the world. Idealism, friends, civic groups, networking, humanitarian enterprises, goals, and ambitions. Of course, those are the water bearers, the Aquarius. The last house, which is the 12th house, it is the house of wisdom, spirituality, mysticism, selfless work, behind the scenes, places of retreat and solitude, prisons, hospitals, and institutions. And that is representative of the Pisces. Okay, so our last thing that we're going to talk about are the planets. Now, the planets, I have a couple of different books, as I showed you guys, as you know, if you looked at the first video, the kind of intro into what we'll be doing. Now, one workbook that I have, it starts out with the moon and then the sun. All the other books I have start out with the sun and then the moon. And I'm going to tell you in a little bit why I kind of have an issue with that. I actually am going to go the sun, the moon first, but deep in my soul and my spirit, I really believe it goes the moon, the sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and then Pluto. And we'll talk about that, you know, when we really get into the different planets. I'll tell you why. But the sun represents the core of our self-expression, our identity, our individuality, or our will. The sun is not who you are It's where you are. It's when you are born. It stands for who you'll become as you mature. It shows how you learn. So the sun, your sun sign, like my sun sign is Scorpio. That's who I'm becoming. That's who you know, the kind of way that I actually learn. The moon. The moon reveals our emotional disposition and our intuition, how we feel and how we react. It shows how we like to be treated and how we treat other people. It is linked with profound and hidden wisdom. It represents change and potential, and it's the planet of nurture. And that one, okay, let me go back to the sun. The sun is about identity, and the moon is how we react. It is our emotions. The next planet is Mercury. Mercury makes life understandable. It is the planet of intelligence. It expands itself in our person. It expresses itself in our personality. It brings us brilliant ideas. It illuminates messages and amazing connections. It is identified with transitions, communication, and exchange. It is how we think. It's our communication. Venus. Venus symbolizes all that is beautiful, gracious, charming, tasteful. It is the planet of love and pleasure. Venus lends your personality, allure, and desirability, and tells what kind of sex appeal you have. Do you have sex appeal? Anyway, where am I? Okay, so Venus. Oh, it's about our urges and our values and how we accumulate objects and ideas and experiences. It's how we love. It's about attraction. The next house is Mars. Mars is a planet of physical energy. It governs your sex drive, your forcefulness, and your aggression. The upward thrusting arrow of Mars, it symbolizes raw power that instigates and it keeps things moving. It is pure action. And remember now, it's the ruler of the Aries. Remember, they were the beginners, they're starters, so they're the instigators, you know. So Mars instigates and keeps things moving. It is pure action. It's how we act, and it's our actions. So Jupiter, with Jupiter, the sky is the limit. It rules expansion, growth, optimism, generosity, ethics, and morality. It's the planet of good luck, optimism, and success. It brings joy to life. It's how we expand. It's all about expansion. Now, Saturn. Saturn is the planet of responsibility and symbolizes the ethics of hard work. It teaches you the rules so that you don't break them. It is dedicated to structure and discipline, and it is a teacher that teaches you to focus. It points out the weaknesses in your life. It's all about how we control focus and responsibility. Saturn, of course, is the ruler of the Aquarius, and also it is the ruler of Capricorn. And I should have been telling you guys this all back when. The sun sign, the sun is ruled by, the sun rules the sign of Leo. The moon rules the sign of Cancer. Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo. And then Venus, it rules Taurus and Libra. Mars rules Aries and it rules Scorpio. Jupiter rules Sagittarius as well as Pisces, and now Saturn. Saturn rules Aquarius, and also Capricorn. Now we're on Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius, and listen to this. It rules our inventive side. It's the planet of surprises, the planet of change and originality. It represents the element of surprise in your life. It brings about sudden changes and opportunities and events. The dynamic possibilities of Uranus are sudden. It's exciting, it's earth-shattering, and dangerous. So when you go through those times, know that Uranus is in a certain part of your house, and that's why you're going through that. But it also represents how we invent and awakening. The next sign, which is the 11th, planet. The next planet is Neptune. And Neptune rules Pisces. Neptune, it rules the seas of our subconscious selves, the ruler of the oceans, drawing us in toward the captivity of images of our inner realms. It can inspire our spirit to ideals and dreams. It transcends time and space, guiding us to a realm of spirituality, imagination, creativity, idealism, compassion, mysticism, and dreams. And we know all of those things are representative of the sign of Pisces. Neptune it represents how we inspire and how we transcend. It's about transcendence. And so Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. Pluto's realm contains all that we must fear and seek to avoid. It cycles, it kind of lends us that we are not lost. It lets us know that we're not lost. It teaches us that we're not lost no matter what happens. It is the planet of awesome power. It signifies death and rebirth. It is the planet of regenerative forces, of deterioration and annihilation, and then complete transformation. Pluto is ruled again by Scorpio. Pluto rules Scorpio. It's about how we transform and transformation. So next week we will literally go through one sign at a time, one house at a time, one planet at a time. So then that way, this is just a general overview of each of the signs, each of the houses, and each of the planets. We will delve deeper into each one of them so you can understand, what a true Aries is. Not a true Aries, but what Aries bring to the world, bring to the universe. And so that we're able to understand who these people are. When we see them, we don't go, oh, I don't like all the Aries. What? Again, 12 signs represent 12 disciples. And each one of the disciples were needed to complete a task. And you guys know what that task was. Okay? So anyway, 12 signs. This is what we'll be studying weekly. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, down below, make sure that you like the video, make sure that you share it with your family and your friends, make sure that if you're on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, that you subscribe to my channel so that you know every time that a new video is being published, as well as you can make sure that you hit the bell. I don't know where it is, but hit the bell so that it tells you when every time it'll get you will be notified every time that a video is posted. Jesus, I don't know why it was so hard to say. But anyway, I love you guys. Enjoy. This is an overview. Watch the video a couple of times. Next Saturday at noon, we will have a different video. Again, we'll start with the first sign, which is Aries, and we'll talk about the first house, and then we'll also talk about the sun sign as well. The planet as well. So anyway, you guys enjoy. Have a great Saturday. Peace out. Deuces. Do, 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 do.
I want you to show me how to get to know someone like you, someone like you.